Previously, Fang Yuan refined the 4 flavors liquor worm, obtained the hidden scale goo, and continued to grow stronger as the shadow of the wolf tide spread across Qing Mao Mountain. Now the 3 great clans gather to form an alliance, and Fang Yuan is forced into the spotlight once again. But while others fight for honor, reputation, and clan glory, he calmly chooses the path that benefits him most. As the wolf tide begins in earnest, Fang Yuan returns to the flower wine monk's inheritance, obtains the earth communication ear grass, and discovers the deadly giant golden centipede hidden deep beneath the stone forest. Let us continue with Reverend Insanity, episode 13. What do you want? Fang Yuan looked at Kai Shan. Winter had already settled over Qing Mao Mountain, yet Kai Shan remained bare-chested. His dark red skin radiated heat. Anyone who came near him would feel as though they were standing beside a furnace. Snow fell onto his body and melted in an instant. Inside his aperture, Kai Shan carried the twin aperture fire furnace goo. The fire furnace goo was a rank 2 goo worm that stored heat. It was mainly used for attack. Resisting the cold was only a secondary effect. Kai Shan's gaze was complicated. He stared at Fang Yuan and said in a low voice, "Have you heard that Xianxia from Qing Clan village has been trying to find you for a contest of strength these past few days?" "I know." Fang Yuan nodded lightly. Kai Shan sighed. "Xianxia wants to compete with you in strength, but this is not a simple contest. It concerns the distribution of benefits in the alliance between the 3 mountain villages. Under the pressure of the wolf tide, not forming an alliance means destruction. But after the alliance is formed, how benefits are divided becomes the key issue. That is why the 3 villages have been locked in tense negotiations these past few days." Fang Yuan glanced at Kai Shan and immediately understood why he had come looking for him. Negotiation was the most difficult matter. When benefits were at stake, the 3 clans would not give way of their own accord. They would fight over every inch. At the negotiation table, smoke had long since filled the air, and the flames of conflict had spread like grass. In this world, the first principle was strength. The second was bloodline and kinship. The 3 great clans on Qing Mao Mountain were each distinct from one another. They had clashed for a long time, and their grudges were deeply rooted. Naturally, they could not rely on kinship to reconcile for no reason. If they wanted to break the deadlock, they had to rely on strength. On Earth, there were military exercises to display force. In this world, there was something similar: goo battles and sparring matches, where each side displayed its power and fought for greater benefits. That was why Xianxia wanted to find Fang Yuan for a contest of strength. As expected, Kai Shan continued, "I have fought Xianxia. He has the brown bear innate strength goo, and he has already cultivated the strength of 1 bear. He also has the bear roar goo, which can add the strength of another bear. In total, that is 2 bears' strength. Though I do not wish to admit it, I am far from his match. His reputation as Qing Mao Mountain's #1 strongman is truly deserved." He paused for a moment, then went on, "Let us be honest. My strength and yours are roughly equal, so you are not his match either. But you cannot lose, because you are the hero who awakened the river-swallowing toad and saved Qing Mao Mountain from disaster. If you lose, the interests of our Guyu clan will suffer. Therefore, for the sake of the clan's interests, I ask you to set aside your personal honor and avoid this battle." Fang Yuan silently looked at Kai Shan. Kai Shan lowered his eyes. "I know this matter puts you in a very difficult position. After all, avoiding battle is indeed devastating to personal reputation. But the clan's interests come first. If you lose, the clan will have to concede even more. The clan nurtures us, so we naturally must contribute to the clan. Is that not so? The clan needs you. Sacrificing your personal honor for the clan is only proper. But this matter arose because of me, so in my personal capacity, I will compensate you with a few things. Consider this my sincerity." As he spoke, Kai Shan handed Fang Yuan a large money pouch. Fang Yuan accepted it and weighed it in his hand. He laughed mockingly. "So my honor is only worth 200 primeval stones." When Kai Shan heard the ridicule in his words, a cold light flashed through his eyes. His expression turned stern. "Fang Yuan, do not harbor resentment in your heart. Earlier, I was speaking kindly to persuade you. In truth, I came with a mission. Asking you to avoid battle is a secret order from the clan's higher-ups. Whether you like it or not, you must obey. Take care of yourself. With that, he turned and left, his footprints pressing deep into the snow. Fang Yuan watched Kai Shan's retreating back. Understanding appeared in his gaze. To fight for the greatest possible benefits. The clan must have long since turned the matter of me driving away the river-swallowing toad into a bargaining chip on the negotiation table. After all, the river-swallowing toad was a danger to the whole of Qing Mao Mountain. To remove this advantage, the Qing clan village secretly gave orders for Qing Lai to challenge me. To the clan, I am nothing more than a chess piece. Qing Lai is a chess piece as well, and Kai Shan is even more so. How laughable. Some people are willing to become chess pieces and even take pride in it. They believe it is only natural. These people have truly been brainwashed by their clans. But I never wanted to compete with Qing Lai in the first place. This thing called honor is nothing more than praise from others. How many heroes and outstanding men from ancient times until now have been imprisoned by this chain that binds mankind? But to me, what is there to regret in throwing it away? Ha ha. In fact, I should thank Kai Shan. For no reason at all, he has delivered 200 primeval stones to me. Fang Yuan laughed coldly to himself. Why was he challenged by Qing Lai? It was for the honor of saving the village. Why did Kai Shan want to challenge Qing Lai? It was for the title of Qing Mao Mountain's greatest strongman. Reputation was only a piece of painted cake, a temptation that lured countless people, bound countless people, and imprisoned countless people. How pitiful. Snow continued to fall slowly. Guyu village stood silently under the snow, and the passers-by around him hurried along. How laughable these people are, letting an imaginary flatbread imprison their bodies. Fang Yuan lowered his eyelids. Under his half-closed lashes, his dark eyes were deep and still. The light reflected from the snow shone on his face. The young man's face was pale, cold, and indifferent. Suddenly, Fang Yuan laughed softly and began to chant. White snow stretches without end, heaven and earth, I walk alone. Alone with nothing to bind me, a solitary shadow comes and goes as it pleases. He stepped forward and went on. People hurried past him along the road, yet Fang Yuan walked alone. Whether it was clan members, white snow, or the mountain village, they were all nothing but a blurred background. After a while, he returned to his rented room. The bamboo building, the tavern, and everything else had been sold by him long ago. He still lived in this rented room. Though the conditions were truly simple, Fang Yuan did not demand much. He only needed a place to stay. Sitting cross-legged on the bed, Fang Yuan began cultivating. In a Gu master's cultivation, breaking through a major realm required talent and aptitude. But breaking through a minor realm was purely a matter of hard work. As long as there was enough time, the aperture walls would eventually be nourished again and again, allowing one to keep advancing step by step. At dusk, Xianxia arrived at Fang Yuan's lodging according to their agreement. Lord Fang Yuan, these are the primeval stones from this time. Please inspect and accept them. He entered the room and respectfully handed over 5 money pouches. Naturally, they were filled with primeval stones. There were far more than 400 primeval stones. As the wolf tide gradually approached, the Gu master's demand for vitality leaves also increased. This caused the selling price of Fang Yuan's vitality leaves to rise higher and higher. Fang Yuan handed Xianxia 9 vitality leaves and at the same time asked, "The things I asked you to purchase before, have you finished?" Xianxia looked embarrassed and shook his head. Lord Fang Yuan, the timing is poor. The wolf tide is about to arrive, and the clan has begun tightening control over supplies. Leaving other things aside, this fish scale goo is only slightly less valuable than the jade skin goo. I have already done everything I can, but I fear there will be no results in the short term. Fang Yuan frowned. The fish scale goo was needed to refine with the hidden stone goo, producing the hidden scale goo. Without the fish scale goo, he could not refine the hidden scale goo. But even with supplies being tightened, that does not mean a fish scale goo cannot be found. In the end, Xianxia simply lacks ability. It seems the refinement of the hidden scale goo will have to be delayed. Fang Yuan sighed inwardly, but he was not discouraged. In worldly affairs, 8 or 9 out of 10 things would not go as one wished. This was also common in life. So-called smooth sailing was only a fine blessing people offered one another. Bai clan village produces plenty of fish scale goo. Our clan also has fish scale goo, just not many. It seems this will have to wait until after the formal alliance. Fang Yuan was in no hurry. He knew that once the 3 clans officially formed their alliance, they would set up a battle merit board to encourage goo masters to actively hunt wolves. At that time, he could use battle merits to exchange for materials from all 3 clans. Of course, the moonlight goo of the Guyu clans, the bear strength goo of the Qing clan village, and the stream goo of the Bai clan village were unique symbols of the 3 clans and would not be made available for exchange. But the fish scale goo would certainly be there. Danger and opportunity always arrived together. For goo masters, the wolf tide was a harsh trial, but it was also an excellent chance to rise. Under the attacks of the wolf tide, countless famous goo masters would die, and countless other goo masters would become famous because of it. Old powers within the clans might weaken, and new forces might lift their heads onto the political stage. That night, unexpected visitors arrived again. They were Guyu King Shu and Guyu Fangzhang. King Shu bringing up an old matter again. He wanted to buy Fang Yuan's liquor worm. But aside from that, he also wanted to buy Fang Yuan's black boar goo, and even the 9-leaf vitality grass. The 9-leaf vitality grass was absolutely not for sale. The liquor worm had long since been refined into the 4 flavors liquor worm, so even if Fang Yuan wanted to take it out, he could not. Thus he refused both. As for the black boar goo, I already possess the strength of 1 boar. The black boar goo has very little value left to me. Its best advancement route is the steel bristle goo. Though that goo combines offense and defense, for me who already has the white jade goo, its use is not great. It would be better to exchange it for a fish scale goo. As Fang Yuan thought of this, he made his demand, fish scale goo. King Shu frowned slightly, then nodded. I understand. You truly lack a defensive goo worm. The fish scale goo can be refined into the rank 2 scale armor goo. It would indeed produce a decent defensive effect. The recipe that used the fish scale goo and the hidden stone goo to refine the hidden scale goo was an excellent recipe that would only be discovered by chance more than 200 years later in Fang Yuan's previous life. It was very normal that King Shu did not know of it now. Fang Yuan did not expose this either. The black boar goo is much more valuable than the fish scale goo. If we exchange, you must compensate me for the difference in price with primeval stones. Of course, King Shu nodded. Then he asked again, let us set aside the 9-leaf vitality grass. But are you truly unwilling to sell the liquor worm? It is already useless to you. Keeping it for nothing will still cost you primeval stones to feed. Fang Yuan shook his head. Do not bring up the liquor worm again. It is not something I will sell. King Shu rubbed his nose and could not help smiling bitterly. Fang Yuan, this matter is more complicated than you think. Do you know Guyu Yaola? She is the granddaughter of the medicine hall elder, Guyu Yaojai. She is a new academy student this year, with B-grade aptitude. Guyu Yaojai dotes on this granddaughter greatly. She once tried to buy a liquor worm at the treehouse auction, but unfortunately she failed. You have used the liquor worm before, so you naturally understand its benefits. I need not say much. But Elder Yaojai truly wishes to obtain this goo worm for her granddaughter. It is understandable for the elderly to dote on their descendants. That is why I came to you. She sincerely wishes to buy it, and the price she offers is very high. She even promises that if you are injured during the wolf tide, the medicine hall will spare no effort in treating you. Please consider it again. So that is how it is. Fang Yuan stroked his chin but still shook his head. This liquor worm of mine is not for sale. If Yao Jai insists on buying one, she may as well find the goo master who bought the other liquor worm. When King Shu heard this, a shadow crossed his face. He sighed. We still do not know which clan member bought that liquor worm. They have kept it hidden and refused to reveal themselves. We cannot investigate it either. Could we casually probe another person's aperture? That would be an invasion of privacy and a taboo. It is not worth provoking public anger over a small matter like a liquor worm. Still, I can understand that clan member. It is human nature to hide one's treasures. King Shu had no idea that the real buyer was sitting right in front of him. But King Shu had never suspected Fang Yuan. In his mind, Fang Yuan already had a liquor worm, so there was no way he would buy a second one. What use would that be? If he knew the recipe to refine the 4 flavors liquor worm, he would absolutely suspect Fang Yuan. But in the present, the recipe for the 4 flavors liquor worm was known only to Fang Yuan. The only person who truly knew Fang Yuan was the buyer was Gu Fu. But in Gu Fu's view, Fang Yuan might well have bought it on someone else's behalf, perhaps for a relative, perhaps for a lover. There was nothing wrong with that. Had Yao Jai not been in the same situation when she tried to buy a liquor worm for her granddaughter? No matter what, I will not yield on the liquor worm. Fang Yuan sneered inwardly, his attitude firm. He would absolutely not let it go. This was the system. On one hand, the system was powerful. On the other, the system was also a restraint. Guyu Yao Jai was a rank 3 Gu master, clearly far stronger than Fang Yuan. But because she feared the system, she could not openly seize it. She feared the rules within the system and cared about her own reputation, so she could not force him to sell. Fang Zhang, who was sitting beside them, suddenly spoke up to persuade him. Brother, the liquor worm is useless to you now. Why cling to it so stubbornly? Grandma Yao Jai is very kind, and I have met Sister Yaola several times. Besides, the liquor worm would be very useful to her. Helping others is the root of happiness. Brother, if you help her, I would truly be happy for you, and I would feel proud of you. There is no need to hold on to it like this. Is that not a little too narrow-minded? Fang Yuan's expression immediately turned severe. He said coldly, my good little brother, are you trying to teach me? The liquor worm is my matter. Even if I crush it in my hand, it is not your place to point fingers. He was not truly angry. An attitude was a mask for intention, and showing this attitude made it easier for King Shu to understand his determination to refuse. It seems Fang Yuan is determined to refuse. Bringing Fang Zheng here on purpose this time was a mistake. The relationship between these brothers has always been poor. I was trying to be clever, but it has backfired. Guyu King Shu's gaze flickered. Fang Zheng, go outside and take a walk first. Fang Zheng still wanted to say something, but King Shu raised his hand and stopped him. Fang Zheng clenched his teeth, but in the end he obeyed King Shu's order. In any case, I really cannot understand what you are doing, brother. He opened the door and left behind these words. What I do does not need your understanding, Fang Zheng. Fang Yuan's face showed no expression. Fang Zheng's hand paused on the door, but he did not turn back. He stepped out of the room and slammed the door shut. This action made the atmosphere in the room even more awkward. If there is nothing else, then I will ask Brother King Shu to return, Fang Yuan said, directly issuing an order to leave. Ha ha ha. King Shu gave 2 dry laughs trying to ease the atmosphere, but Fang Yuan's expression remained as cold as ice, without the slightest change. King Shu had a gentle nature, and he did not mind. Rubbing his nose, he gave an embarrassed smile. There is indeed one more matters. It concerns the 9-leaf vitality grass. The 9-leaf vitality grass is not for sale. Fang Yuan raised his eyes and glanced at him sideways. I know, King Shu nodded repeatedly. This is about vitality leaves. It is a private matter of my small team. We hope you can supply the vitality leaves you produce to us. Of course, we will also compensate you to a certain extent. When business came to the door, Fang Yuan naturally did not reject it. Fine. 65 primeval stones for each vitality leaf. When King Shu heard this, he immediately clicked his tongue. According to the market price, the clan had originally sold them at 55 primeval stones each. Although the vitality leaf was a rank 1 consumable Gu product, used once and gone, who would ever complain about having too many life-saving items? Moreover, the wolf tide was about to arrive. The clan had also raised the price, and a vitality leaf now sold for 60 primeval stones. In fact, it was not just vitality leaves. The prices of many items had risen. These were troubled times, and Gu masters could only endure it. But King Shu truly did not expect Fang Yuan's price to be even higher than the clan's. Do you think this price is expensive? You can choose not to buy, but as far as I know. After the wolf tide begins in earnest, the clan will manage resources more strictly, and vitality leaves will fall short of demand. At that time, the price may rise again, and will there even be goods available then? What do you think? Fang Yuan spoke in an unhurried tone, steadily casting out his fishing line. King Shu was left speechless. His voice carried some helplessness. You really can see through it. But is your price not a little excessive? Are you not afraid of offending people? If you lowered the price, you could take the opportunity to build connections. But now, with this price, you will only make the clansmen resent your profiteering. Fang Yuan threw his head back and laughed. The wolf tide is approaching. A minor figure like me might die on some day without warning. Why should I worry about such trivial matters? You are no longer a minor figure. Social connections are not trivial either. King Shu stared at Fang Yuan, then shook his head lightly. But everyone has their own thoughts and choices. I will not force you. Only you should be a bit more careful. Elder Yao Jai will not give up on this matter easily. Farewell. King Shu said no more about buying vitality leaves. Fang Yuan's price had frightened him off. He was an intelligent man, and intelligent men did not purchase things based on impulse. They relied on reason. In an intelligent person's heart, there would be a limit to the acceptable price. Once that limit was crossed, they would calmly withdraw. It looked as though Fang Yuan had only raised the price by 5 primeval stones, but King Shu certainly did not intend to buy only 1 vitality leaf. The wolf tide would last for at least a full year, and the number of vitality leaves consumed would be very large. Added together, the extra cost would be immense. Thank you for your reminder. Safe travels. I will not see you out. Fang Yuan watched King Shu leave, his heart calm. He knew King Shu would certainly come again one day. The greatest reason was that King Shu had underestimated the severity of this wolf tide. In such a wolf tide, death could descend at any moment. Vitality leaves would not lack buyers. In Fang Yuan's memories, they had even sold for an outrageous price of 100 primeval stones. Of course, that price had only appeared when the wolf tide was at its fiercest. At present, what Fang Yuan needed to do was follow the situation and slowly raise the price. Time passed and the winter wind grew even colder. To the 3 mountain villages on Qing Mao Mountain, this year's winter seemed even colder than those before it. Take Guyu village for example. More and more crippled wolves appeared around the village. The clan issued a large number of missions, and nearly all of them had the same content: eliminate wolves. When December arrived, the number of crippled wolf packs reached its peak. The situation worsened, reaching a truly poor state. There was even an incident where a village at the foot of the mountain was completely slaughtered by a large pack of crippled wolves. Fortunately, the dozen or so Gu masters stationed in that village withdrew in time on their own initiative. This made the clan's higher-ups secretly let out a breath of relief. If a single Gu master died, they would feel heartache for half a day. As for mortals, they were merely servants. If they died, then they died. In this world, there were no such things as human rights. The life of one Gu master was more precious than the lives of 100 mortals. This was the common view of everyone. Still, casualties were certainly not few. Thus, after nightfall, faint sounds of sorrowful crying and grieving often drifted through the village. The mountain village was filled with grief and pressure. Those crippled wolf packs were only the prelude. The true wolf tide would be even more terrifying. More and more people began to realize that this year's wolf tide might not be like the previous ones. Under such pressure, the negotiations that had been deadlocked progressed rapidly. The alliance of the 3 villages was pushed forward. In January, at the end of winter, Alliance Slope. The 3 villages held their alliance meeting. Light snow fell like drifting white feathers. Hundreds upon hundreds of Gu masters gathered here, forming a huge scale. Alliance Slope had originally been a very ordinary slope. But in history, the second-generation clan leader had promoted the first alliance of the three villages here. From that time onward, every later alliance was held at this place. After many years of renovation, today's alliance slope was several dozen times wider than its original appearance, practically a giant plaza. At the edge of the plaza near the cliff stood a massive stone. On it, stone had been carved into a tower pavilion, and within the pavilion were stone tables and stone chairs. The higher-ups of the three clans were now seated inside, negotiating closely. Below the enormous stone pavilion, the Gu masters of the three clans stood clearly separated, forming three large groups. The Gu masters wore matching martial uniforms, and with the belts at their waists, each person's cultivation level could be seen at a glance. Fang Yuan was among them as well. He quietly observed and assessed the scene. The Gu masters standing below were all rank 2 Gu masters. Most rank 1 Gu masters were responsible for logistics, while rank 2 Gu masters were the true main force. As for rank 3 Gu masters, they were clan elders. For a mid-sized clan like Guyu village, just accumulating over generations had only produced a little over 20 elders. Fang Yuan was observing, and the other Gu masters were observing as well. Countless gazes mixed together, hatred, curiosity, vigilance. The Gu masters of the Guyu clan were usually lame. The Gu masters of Qing clan village were almost all very sturdy. From their appearance alone, one could tell they possessed great physical strength. As for the people of Bai clan village, perhaps because they lived near the waterfall behind the mountain, their skin was generally pale, carrying a faint yin aura. That long-haired man is Guyu King Shu. Rank 2 peak stage, the number 1 rank 2 Gu master in the Guyu clan, someone pointed out. Mo Yan. HMPH, that is the bitch who cut off one of my arms. After the wolf tide, I will definitely reclaim this debt. Someone snorted in their heart. Oh, that girl riding on the giant bear should be Xianxia man of Qing clan village. Do not be fooled by her cute appearance, she fights truly fiercely. See that fat pale girl over there? She is Bai Zhang Shui of the Bai clan, a rank 2 upper stage expert. She has the water shield Gu, and her personality is very unrestrained. She is especially fond of men. You newcomers must be careful not to be pushed down by her. The grudges and tangled affections between the 3 mountain villages had long since become deep. The sounds of discussion on Alliance Slope grew louder and louder, turning the whole area noisy. Many senior Gu masters pointed out figures from the other 2 clans to the younger newcomers, introducing the strong Gu masters and reminding them to be careful in the future. The Guyu clan, the traditional overlord. Bai clan village, the newly rising force. Qing clan village, not to be underestimated. Fang Yuan's gaze moved around. Standing in the crowd, he took in the whole situation. The Guyu clan had King Shu, Kai Shan, and Mo Yan. The Qing clan and Bai clan also had outstanding rank 2 Gu master elites. Together with the clan leaders and the elders in power-up in the pavilion, Alliance Slope could truly be called a gathering of heroes. I wonder which one is Bai Ningbing, a man who symbolizes the rise of the Bai clan. Bai Ningbing already has rank 3 cultivation. He certainly will not be among the rank 2 Gu masters. It seems he is not in the pavilion either. Gradually, the topic of everyone's discussion focused on Bai Ningbing. Although Bai Ningbing had not appeared, his brilliance had already overshadowed every Gu master standing below the pavilion. 3 years ago, on Alliance Slope, Bai Ningbing was the first to step forward and challenge others in public Gu battles. In a short 3 years, he has already become a rank 3 elder. Thinking about it is truly terrifying. He rose to the sky in a single step. When he was rank 2, he defeated an elder from Qing clan village. This person's future is limitless. The key is that he has already matured. If he keeps progressing like this, he is fully capable of developing into a rank 4 expert or even rank 5. As for rank 6, rank 5 is mortal, rank 6 becomes immortal. Rank 5 is already too much. Rank 6, HMPH, do not overestimate him, that may not be certain. Who can say for sure what will happen in the future? Amid this discussion, the 3 clan leaders in the pavilion stood up and looked down at the more than 1,000 Gu masters below. The Guyu clan leader stood in the middle, while the Bai clan leader and the Qing clan leader stood to his left and right. Alliance slope gradually quieted down. Gu Yubo rested his hand on the railing, swept his gaze across the crowd and spoke with few words, yet each held weight. The three villages form an alliance, we will unite as one. The Gu Battle Assembly is for sparring, and moderation is the principle. Stop when enough has been shown, begin. Alliance slope fell completely silent. Everyone looked at one another's. Every alliance of the three clans would have a grand Gu Battle Assembly. Besides displaying the strength of each clan, it also served to promote exchange, temporarily ease grudges, and establish a shared understanding for cooperation. But in the end, who would step out first? If the first Gu master to challenge someone was defeated in front of everyone, his face would be lost. And he would also bring shame to the clan's higher-ups in the pavilion. Last time it had been Bai Ningbing who stepped out first, this time. While everyone was hesitating, a team of Gu masters from Qing clan village suddenly stepped forward from the crowd. It was Qing Lai's small team. The 5-person team immediately attracted countless gazes. Qing Lai's team passed through the Gu Yu clan's formation. Under everyone's eyes, they stopped in front of the Bai clan village formation. It is Qing Lai. Qing Mao Mountain's #1 strongman, that's right. I heard that not long ago, Kai Shan of the Gu Yu clan lost to him in public. No one can shake his title now, not even Bai Ningbing. Damn it. He is not going to the Gu Yu clan. Is he specifically here to bully our Bai clan village? A slight commotion spread through the Bai clan village formation. Many people who knew Qing Lai felt pressure rise inwardly. But Qing Lai swept his gaze around and continued standing in place. Instead, Qing Jiang beside him stepped forward. Qing Jiang's figure was thin and dry, making him especially conspicuous in the environment of Qing clan, where strong men were everywhere. He took several steps forward, faced the many Gu masters of Bai clan village, cupped his fists and said, Qing Jiang of Qing clan village asks to receive brother Bai Bingyi's guidance. As soon as these words were spoken, cries of surprise immediately broke out below. Bai Bingyi's status was equivalent to Kai Shan's and Qing Lai's. Among the young Gu masters of Bai clan village, he was second only to Bai Ningbing. For Qing Jiang to challenge him was clearly a matter of using weakness to defeat strength, but could he do it? Bai Bingyi stood up, his expression dark. His body was short and his face was pale, like a patient who had just recovered from a serious illness. He looked frail, but no one dared underestimate him. Qing Jiang, you dare to challenge me, you do have courage. How do you want to compete, say it? I will accept it all, he said to Qing Jiang. Qing Jiang gave a sinister smile. I am skilled in defense while Brother Bai specializes in offense. How about this? I will defend and you attack. I will allow you 3 chances to attack, then we will see the result. This was not a battle to the death, only a spar. But for Qing Jiang to have such confidence showed that he had come prepared, and many people began whispering. Bai Bingyi raised his brows. Qing Jiang, regardless of what Gu worms you possess, in the end you are still only a rank 2 Gu master. Your cultivation is there for all to see. Do you truly think you can block my water drill, Gu? If I injure you, do not blame me, Qing Jiang laughed. How will we know without trying, comes. As he spoke, he activated the Gu worm in his body. The color of the skin all over his body immediately faded, becoming dry and withered green, like a gloomy piece of dead wood. At the same time, his teeth became both sharp and long. 4 fangs protruded beyond his lips, 2 above and 2 below. Moreover, both his pupils turned a bright green. This was the rank 2 wandering zombie Gu. Once activated, it could turn a person into a zombie. Compared to the living, zombies were better at resisting fist and kick attacks, and their recovery ability was stronger. They feared fire, lightning, and light, but against attacks of water, wind, and poison, their defense was actually higher. At the same time, a zombie's battle strength beneath the sun was far weaker than at night, so it was greatly affected by the time of day. Even so, I am not afraid, Bai Bingyi sneered and raised his right hand. Under the eyes of everyone watching, he brought his 5 fingers together and cupped his palm. First, a single drop of water suddenly condensed on his 5 fingers. Then in the blink of an eye, that drop swelled into a rushing stream, beginning from his fingers and spiraling around Bai Bingyi's palm. After the time of 2 breaths, it formed a pale blue spiral water drill, constantly rotating on its own. Rank 2 water drill goo. It could pierce through stone, iron, and steel. Its attacking power was truly fierce, and there were few goo worms that could defend against it. Receive this. Bai Bingyi coughed and struck out with his right hand. Xianxia raised both arms and formed a shield. The water drill smashed into his arms. A large amount of water splashed outward, and the 2 sides stalemated for several breaths. Suddenly, the spinning speed of the water drill surged, blasting Xianxia 5 or 6 steps backward. Xianxia fell to the ground, but very quickly twisted his body like a carp and stood up again. Only, the muscles on both his arms had nearly been shredded by the twisting water. Dry white arm bones were exposed. When the Bai clan Gu masters saw this scene, they could not help cheering, though a small number frowned deeply. Heh heh heh. Xianxia laughed sinisterly a few times, paying no attention at all to his wounds. He had transformed into a zombie, and his sense of pain had already fallen to nothing. Bai Bingyi stood in place. Suddenly his pale face changed, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. The Bai clan Gu master's cheers came to an abrupt stop. How can this be? Someone cried out in shock. It is the shadow injury Gu. Bai Bingyi stared at the ground beneath his feet. Xianxia's shadow carried a strange distortion, stretching across the snow and linking Xianxia and Bai Bingyi together. It seems I have one. Brother Bai, with this shadow injury Gu, whatever injuries I suffer, you will also bear 1/10 of them. I specialize in defense, while you are an offensive Gu master and your body is not strong. Even 1/10 of the injury is something you cannot withstand, Xianxia said plainly. Bai Bingyi wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and stared at Xianxia for a long time before saying, "Good, very good. Your thoughts are clever and your skill is superior. I admit defeat." He admitted defeat before everyone, too despicable. Truly sinister and shameless. Who would have thought he had a shadow injury Gu worm? Senior Bai Bingyi was completely plotted against by him. The Gu masters of Bai clan village booed him for a while. Xianxia cupped his fists. I dare not accept such praise. If this had been a real battle, I believe Brother Bai would have been the final victor. After all, the range of the shadow injury Gu is limited, and it can only bully certain close combat Gu masters. During this wolf tide, I ask Brother Bai to look after me. That is only proper. Bai Bingyi's expression eased a little, and he nodded lightly. The voices of the Bai clan Gu masters also weakened. Up in the pavilion, the higher-ups of the 3 clans had been observing from above. Seeing this, they could not find fault with it and nodded. The Gu battle assembly was only for sparring, not a true life-and-death battle. Xianxia willingly revealed part of his trump card, increasing mutual understanding and trust. Whether it was Xianxia's attitude or Bai Bingyi's, both were handled very well, with things handled this way. Even if the Bai clan Gu masters did not admit it aloud, they could not help feeling some hidden admiration for Xianxia. After all, the strong would always be respected. Xinglai's small team can be considered to have started well. Gu Yubo praised lightly, ha ha ha. The Qing clan leader beside him chuckled twice. Xianxia had given him face. The Bai clan leader on the other side looked embarrassed. But Xinglai's team acted within limits. After the 5 of them left the Bai clan's side, they went before the Gu Yu clan. After challenging the Bai clan, do they now want to challenge our Gu Yu clan? Not good. This time Xinglai himself is stepping out. The Gu Yu clansmen could not help feeling nervous. Many people's gazes gathered on Kai Shan, Mo Yan, and King Shu. But Xinglai loudly said, "Who is Fang Yuan? Please step forward. I heard that you drove away the river-swallowing toad all by yourself. Why don't we compare our strengths?" In an instant, the crowd stirred. Xinglai had stepped out, yet he did not challenge King Shu, Kai Shan, or Mo Yan. Instead, he directly called out a junior newcomer by name. Fang Yuan. Who is Fang Yuan? A few Gu masters from the other villages seemed to be hearing this name for the first time. He drove away the river-swallowing toad alone. My heavens, that is a rank 5 Gu worm. Is he truly that fierce? Many people looked over in astonishment. The Guyu clan Gu masters automatically opened a path, revealing Fang Yuan who stood among the crowd. With nothing blocking their line of sight, Xianxia and Fang Yuan's gazes met. The corner of Xianxia's mouth lifted. He said in a deep voice with great bearing, "I hope Fang Yuan will be willing to enlighten me. What divine being is this Fang Yuan? Does he have 3 heads and 6 arms?" Driving away the river-swallowing toad was only a matter of fortunate timing. It was not that difficult. Now that the musclehead Xianxia has fixed his eyes on him, he is in real trouble. Fang Yuan, you truly cannot avoid this one. Sai, you can only throw caution to the wind and fight. Kai Shan sighed inwardly. Is that so? Fang Yuan calmly shrugged and said, "I admit defeat." As soon as these words were spoken, everyone was stunned. Admit defeat. Fang Yuan's words still echoed in everyone's ears. For a moment, all the rank 2 Gu masters below looked at Fang Yuan in shock. Fang Yuan acted as if he did not see it. He stood with his arms folded, his expression calm. Admit defeat, he directly admitted defeat. Did I hear wrong? So that is Fang Yuan. He does not even have the courage to make a move. Ha ha. I have to admit Xianxia's aura really is strong. But even if you are going to lose, you should at least step forward for a while. Admitting defeat outright not only makes you appear weak, it also disgraces your clan. Gradually, whispers spread like ripples across a still lake. After their initial shock, the gazes of the many Gu masters turned into contempt, disdain, and delight at another's misfortune. Many Guyu clan Gu masters could no longer stand still. The gazes of the Bai clan and Qing clan Gu masters were like invisible needles, piercing the pride inwardly. Fang Yuan was a member of the Guyu clan. By directly admitting defeat, he dragged them down with him and made them feel that they had lost face. Why admit defeat? Fang Yuan, you are a man of the Guyu clans. Stand out and bravely fight Xianxia. Even losing would not be a big deal. You do not even have the courage to make a move. You are truly shameful. A few Gu masters of the Guyu clan even shouted, urging Fang Yuan to step out and accept the fight. Fang Yuan's expression did not change. Hearing those words was like hearing a pack of dogs barking. So-called honor, face, and glory were nothing but painted cakes, shackles placed over members of an organization by those above. These Gu masters were merely dogs wearing that chain around their necks. Xianxia silently looked at Fang Yuan, then suddenly laughed, truly disappointing. I never expected the martial courage of the Guyu clan to be only this much. These words made the expressions of the Guyu clan Gu masters turn truly ugly. From the Qing clan village side came bursts of laughter. Even the Bai clan village Gu masters looked at the Guyu clan with mocking gazes. The people around Fang Yuan also shifted their steps. All of them moved away from him, appearing ashamed to stand close to him. Before long, within 5 steps around Fang Yuan, there was not a single person. Fang Yuan stood alone in place. He did what he did, standing apart from his surroundings, yet his expression remained calm. Others delighted in martial honor, but Fang Yuan scoffed at it. This imperceptibly made everyone detest Fang Yuan. Because Fang Yuan's contempt for honor was a rejection of the values of the masses. Rejecting these values was equal to rejecting all the people who had always lived according to them. Naturally, others were unwilling to deny their own value or feel that they had been living wrongly. Thus, subconsciously, they naturally began to resist Fang Yuan and exclude him. A person without a strong mind would be defeated by this exclusion and change themselves, turning themselves into part of the masses. But Fang Yuan needed this exclusion. The secrets on him were becoming more and more numerous. He needed to be lonely and isolated. Furthermore, these people had no value worth befriending, in his memories. The 3 great mountain villages on Qing Mao Mountain had struggled to survive the wolf tide. But in the disaster 2 years later, all of them would be annihilated. From then on, Qing Mao Mountain would turn into a frozen, silent land of death. What Fang Yuan needed to do was make use of this time to develop as much as possible, leave the clan in time, and avoid that fatal calamity. Seeing the situation turning disadvantageous, Guyu King Shu, as the #1 rank 2 Gu master of Guyu village, had no choice but to step forward. Xianxia, why don't we have a little exchange? Ha ha, how do you want to compare? Xinglai laughed, but his expression could not help turning solemn. Guyu King Shu did not look at Xinglai. He only raised his hand slightly and quietly activated his primeval essence. His gaze lowered as he watched the vines slowly growing out of his palm. He said gently, "Then let us see your strength. If you can break free from this vine's restraint, I will consider it my loss. Is that acceptable?" "Ha ha, that suggestion is not bad, then come." Xinglai grinned, light flashing in his eyes. He thought to himself. He had already cultivated the strength of one bear. And with the explosive power of the bear roar gu, the two stacked together would be the strength of two bears. No matter how sturdy this vine was, he would definitely be able to break free using two bears' strength. Xingjiang had already defeated Bai Bingyi. If he defeated King Shu as well, it would absolutely bring tremendous face. King Shu smiled gently and said nothing more. He simply extended both hands. The two vines in his palms grew longer and longer, like two flexible green pythons, climbing onto Xinglai's body and coiling around him. Xinglai let his arms hang down at his waist. The vines wrapped around his arms, and in the blink of an eye they wound more than 10 times around him, tying his arms and waist together. The other Gu masters stared without blinking at this contest. "Please," King Shu said to Xinglai. Xinglai immediately widened his eyes. His fists suddenly tightened, and he began to exert force. Every muscle on his body bulged as if stones had been stacked together. One bare strength, snap, snap, snap. Under his enormous strength, strand after strand of vine began to break. "Ha ha ha, brother King Shu, it seems I am the winner of this exchange." As Xinglai burst out with strength, he still had enough energy to speak. "Senior King Shu." Fang Zheng stood nearby watching, his hands covered in sweat, his face tense. The other Guyu Gu masters were the same. Guyu King Shu was their number one. If even he lost this exchange, the Guyu clan would completely lose face this time. Not necessarily. Guyu King Shu smiled and confidence shone in his eyes. The moment he finished speaking, the vines in his hands changed. Their originally fresh green colors suddenly turned dark green. At the same time, the vines became even thicker and sturdier, and large green leaves began growing all around them. Xinglai's expression changed. He sensed that the binding force from the vines had suddenly increased by more than 10 times. What frightened him even more was that the vines he had broken began growing again, reconnecting the severed sections. Bear Roar Gu. Knowing the situation was bad, he hurriedly activated the Bear Roar Gu in his aperture. Immediately, the hair on his head stood up like needles. The muscles throughout his body swelled, and his whole body seemed to expand, becoming much larger and taller. Two bears' strength. The vines creaked and trembled, yet under such terrifying power, they still did not snap. They firmly bound Xinglai in place. Xinglai's face flushed red. He used all of his strength, attempting to tear away these vines. But in the end, he only managed to snap one vine, and then it became difficult to continue. "I lost." He took the initiative to cancel the Bear Roar Gu, panting heavily. "Thank you for letting me win." King Shu cupped his hands and withdrew the vines. "Lord King Shu, you are truly amazing." The Guyu clan Gu masters shouted in joy. Senior King Shu truly lives up to his reputation. My brother is simply unable to compare with him. Fang Zheng stood beside King Shu, looking at him with shining eyes filled with worship. Xinglai looked at Guyu King Shu with a complicated gaze. He himself had improved and obtained the brown bear innate strength Gu, but King Shu had also been improving. Although he did not know what method King Shu had used, this was the kind of opponent he truly had. As for that Fang Yuan, he was only a newcomer and not worth caring about at all. As expected, it is the wood charm Gu. From a distance, Fang Yuan stared at King Shu and thought inwardly. Xinglai was facing Guyu King Shu directly, and had not noticed that two fresh green leaves had grown out of Guyu King Shu's hair. This was precisely a sign of using the wood charm Gu. The so-called wood charm meant a tree spirit. Using the wood charm Gu allowed one to transform into a tree spirit and fight. A tree spirit was a truly unique life form. It could directly absorb natural essence from heaven and earth, transform it, and use it for itself. But Gu masters could not do this. They could only use the primeval essence within their apertures. Once the wood charm Gu was used and the Gu master transformed into a tree spirit, he could directly absorb heaven and earth's natural essence from the air, replenishing his own primeval essence. It was like absorbing natural primeval essence from primeval stones. During battle, ordinary Gu masters could not divide their attention to fight while absorbing natural primeval essence from primeval stones. But after transforming into a tree spirit, absorbing natural essence from heaven and earth became an instinct. It did not require any divided attention at all. This meant that Gu masters who used the wood charm Gu were best at drawn-out battles. Although their primeval essence could not be called endless, because it was constantly replenished, their battle duration could increase by threefold. At the same time, transforming into a tree spirit also strengthened certain Gu worms like the green vine Gu and the pine needle Gu. In an instant, Fang Yuan associated many things with it. The refinement advancement of the wood charm Gu can be called one of the most extravagant advancement routes in the world. It is a rank 3 Gu, and it needs to be refined with a 100-year lifespan Gu to advance into the rank 400-year wood charm. Then it must be refined with a 1,000-year lifespan Gu to become the rank 5,000-year wood charm. This refinement recipe is known to all and is widely circulated, but very few Gu masters use it. The reason is that lifespan Gu are even more precious. Once Gu masters find lifespan Gu, they usually use them directly to increase their own lifespan. In this world, if there were no disasters or illnesses, humans could live up to 100 years at most. 100 years was the limit of human lifespan. But if one used lifespan Gu, one could increase their lifespan. A 100-year lifespan Gu increased one's lifespan by 100 years. A 1,000-year lifespan Gu meant one could live another 1,000 years. Lifespan Gu were truly rare treasures desired by all under heaven, in Fang Yuan's previous life. He had lived for more than 500 years precisely, because he had successively used 500-year lifespan Gu, increasing his lifespan by a total of 500 years. Counting his original lifespan, he should have been able to live to 600. But halfway through, he was surrounded and attacked by righteous path forces, forced to self-detonate and die. Lifespan Gu represented longevity and could allow people to live longer, but they did not mean immortality. Although the wood charm Gu is powerful, it has a flaw. Each use cannot last too long. If it is used for too long, the power of the wood charm Gu will affect the Gu master's body, causing the muscles to turn wooden. In the end, he will become a tree-person corpse. In my previous life, Guyu King Shu died in this way. Thinking of this, Fang Yuan's gaze flashed. Usually, the stronger the Gu worm, the greater its drawback would be, and it needed to be used together with other Gu worms. Otherwise, it would produce harmful effects on the Gu master. Xingjiang's wandering zombie Gu was best used together with the blood Kai Gu. Otherwise, if it was used too much, his own blood and vitality would grow less and less, and he would truly turn into a zombie. Xinglai's group returned to their own clan's formation. They had first defeated Bai Bingyi, but then lost to King Shu. Even so, they still received a lot of applause and praise. Mo Yan, I want to challenge you, come then, come then. Xingjiao man, I will fight you. After Xinglai's group, the atmosphere suddenly became lively. Many Gu masters stepped out, challenging the powerful enemies inwardly and displaying their own martial courage. On Alliance Slope, the scene became chaotic for a while, and all kinds of Gu battles unfolded in spectacular fashion. The true Gu battle exchange had only just begun. By night, the Gu battle assembly finally ended. On Alliance Slope, the camps of the Gu masters from the three great clans were no longer as clearly divided as before. Gu masters covered the entire slope, though three groups of people were still faintly more concentrated than the rest. The Gu battle exchange was a release of resentment, but at the same time it was also a compromise. In this world where strength was the foremost value, strength brought respect, and only then was there a foundation for cooperation. After Xinglai challenged Fang Yuan, no one else came looking for him. Fang Yuan was only a newcomer, and did not yet have many dealings with the Gu masters of the other two clans. Nor did he have any grudges or affections with them. As for the Gu masters from his own village, on such an occasion, they would not challenge someone from the same clan. Especially since Fang Yuan had taken the initiative to admit defeat, the other Gu masters lost interest in him. A degenerate and cowardly opponent like that, what was there to boast about even if they won? If one did not want to be stepped on by others, there were only two methods. First, become so strong that no one dared step on you. Second, become a pile of dog feces, so others would disdain stepping on you. Fang Yuan did not care about dog feces or the honor of the strong. He had always acted without regard for methods and cared only about results. If no one came to fight him, he felt even more relaxed. He ignored the surrounding gazes of contempt and disdain. If he could not even endure such gazes, what right would he have to speak of pursuing the demonic path? The alliance concluded successfully. The Guyu clan, Bai clan, and Qing clan temporarily reached an alliance agreement. First, new laws were issued. The three clans would temporarily set aside their grudges and join hands against the wolf tide. At critical moments, they had to assist one another. At the same time, internal killing was strictly forbidden, and an investigative supervision team would be established. Once discovered, a murderer would be expelled from the clan and jointly punished by all three clans. The murderer had to pay with their life. If the murderer escaped, their family would pay with their lives instead. Even when Gu masters died, the Gu worms retrieved from their bodies had to be handed over. Keeping them for personal use would be treated the same as murder. After handing in the Gu worms, one could exchange them for battle merits. Second, the battle merit board was established. Using small teams as units, it would display the rankings of the battle achievements of all small teams across the three great clans at all times. One eye of a lightning wolf could be exchanged for 10 points of battle merit. Battle merits could be exchanged for materials such as Gu worms, primeval stones, and so on. The appearance of the battle merit board naturally stimulated the Gu masters' enthusiasm like nothing else. The results of Gu battles could not explain the true outcome of a real fight between two sides. Take Xianxia and Bai Bingyi, for example. Aside from the water drill Gu, Bai Bingyi certainly had other attacking methods. Xianxia's shadow injury Gu only worked within 10 steps. Moreover, any battle would have many factors affecting the result. Gu battle sparring lacked a certain persuasiveness, but the battle merit board provided a fairer arena for competition. The Gu masters of the three great clans would all put an effort to hunt lightning wolves, competing for higher ranks on the battle merit board. This was not only related to personal glory. It was even more closely tied to the face of the clan. Especially the top three positions on the battle merit board. The competition there would become unprecedentedly fierce. Almost every day, the rankings of the top three would change. Before long, more than a month had passed. Winter went and spring arrived, all things sprouted anew after a battle. Fang Yuan stepped on the remaining snow, his breathing slightly heavy as he looked around at the battlefield. More than 10 lightning wolves lay dead on the ground. Blood and broken flesh were scattered everywhere, and the air was filled with the thick smell of blood. Awuo. Just then, a wolf howl suddenly sounded from not far away. Fang Yuan's expression changed slightly. With his experience, he knew that a wolf pack was quickly approaching. If this were another Gu master. After a fierce battle with insufficient primeval essence remaining in their aperture, they would probably have to withdraw. But Fang Yuan paid no attention to these wolves. He continued squatting down and collecting the eyeballs from the wolf corpses. His movements were practiced and highly efficient. Even so, by the time he finished collecting them, the wolf pack had already half surrounded him. It was a medium-sized wolf pack, about 100 crippled wolves. Their bright green eyes carried a fierce light as they stared fixedly at Fang Yuan without relaxing. After Fang Yuan put away the wolf eyes, he stood up with a faint smile. Then his body rippled like water and gradually vanished from the spot. The wolf pack that had come to launch a sudden attack was immediately thrown into disorder. Many of the wolves stopped, showing hesitation and confusion. After all, they were only wild beasts. Faced with such a miraculous scene, they could not understand it. But this is also because lightning wolves mainly rely on their eyes to observe, not their noses. Lightning wolves are wondrous creatures of this world. Their eyesight is as sharp as a hawk's, but their sense of smell is no better than a human's. My hidden scale goo just happens to counter beasts like lightning wolves, but it cannot hide from the nose of a dog. Fang Yuan was clear inwardly. The hidden scale goo had been successfully refined by him before the goo battle assembly. It was like a piece of fossilized carp, dim and rough, lying in Fang Yuan's primeval sea, and letting the primeval essence flow across the lifelike fish scales on its surface. The fish scale goo that Fang Yuan had previously lacked was naturally obtained by trading the black boar goo with King Shu. With this hidden scale goo, Fang Yuan calmly left right under the eyelids of the wolf pack. This sort of situation had already happened many times over the past few days. Wolves were like dogs and their sense of smell was very sharp. But lightning wolves were different. They were fast. Without sharp vision, they would crash into trees and rocks. Nature was fair. Since it gave them a pair of powerful eyes, it also took away their keen sense of smell. However, the Thunder Crown Wolf was different. With the hidden scale goo, Fang Yuan could easily move around within an ordinary wolf tide. But before a myriad beast king like the Thunder Crown Wolf, he would have nowhere to hide. That was because the Thunder Crown Wolf's eyes often housed the electric eye goo. This goo could see through invisibility. Aside from the electric eye goo, there were actually many other goo worms that could detect Fang Yuan even after he vanished. For example, the snake tongue goo could sense heat. The beast language goo could allow a goo master to obtain information from the conversations of wild beasts. The windward ear goo could make a goo master's hearing truly sensitive. Thus, possessing the hidden scale goo did not mean Fang Yuan could remain completely safe and unharmed. At most, he had gained a small life-preserving method. When he returned to the mountain village, it was still noon. The spring day was bright and beautiful, and people came and went at the village gate. Unlike before, most of the people on the road were now goo masters, with only a very small number being mortals. Under the influence of the wolf tide, the forests and mountains were no longer safe. Hunters no longer dared go into the mountains to hunt, and the fields had all been abandoned. On the main road, the goo master's morale was rising. Groups returned from outside stained with blood, while others departed in high spirits. They either discussed the rankings on the battle merit board, shared their experiences hunting lightning wolves, or talked about outstanding goo masters from other villages. Fang Yuan mixed into the crowd and entered the mountain village, heading to the plaza before the clan leader pavilion. A platform had already been erected in the plaza, and battle merit exchanges were carried out right there. A large number of goo masters gathered here. The rank 1 goo masters kept records, while some rank 2 goo masters crowded together, using bloodstained wolf eyes to exchange for battle merits. There was another group using battle merits to exchange for primeval stones, goo worms, food for goo worms, and so on. In the center of the plaza stood a huge banner. Words of this world's writing moved across the banner's surface, changing every moment. This was the battle merit board. More than 10 roaming word goo resided on it. Rank 1 roaming word goo were controlled by rank 1 logistics goo masters, and could change the words displayed on the banner according to their will. HMPH, how is Bai Bingyi's small team from the Bai clan still in first place? Someone frowned while looking at the battle merit board. Let me see. Bai Bingyi is first, our clan's King Shu small team is second, Xiang Lai's small team is third. My small team is ranked 137th, a goo master murmured as he counted. Suddenly someone cried out, it changed, it changed. King Shu's small team has risen to first place and pushed that sickly ghost from the Bai clan down. On the battle merit board, the characters marking King Shu's small team in second place suddenly moved from stillness into action. They climbed upward, using their hands to drag Bai Bingyi's team down from first place. Then climbed into first place themselves, even using their feet to stomp a few times. This human-like movement of the words was naturally caused by the goo master controlling the roaming word goo. Seeing this amusing change, the goo masters in the plaza all burst into laughter. They gave a thumbs up toward King Shu's small team, which was present, while praising the rank 1 goo master controlling the roaming word goo without end. That young goo master beamed with a flushed face, his expression excited. Lord King Shu, you truly live up to being the #1 rank 2 Gu master of our clan. Lord King Shu, you are truly too amazing. Guyu King Shu walked through the crowd, smiling as he responded. Behind him, Guyu Fang Zheng clenched his fists and followed closely, his face full of excitement. The praise around him blew against his face, filling the young man's heart with passionate longing for glory. This made Fang Zheng feel as if he were walking on a radiant path, unconsciously becoming even more bound to the clan. Brother. He unexpectedly caught sight of Fang Yuan standing quietly in the crowd, arms folded indifferently. Brother, you are still alone, all by yourself. No wonder from the beginning until now, your small team has always been at the bottom of the battle merit board. Only by opening your heart on your own initiative and blending into the collective can you feel the warmth and joy of the clan. Fang Zheng sighed inwardly. Suddenly he felt Fang Yuan was pitiful. A person like Fang Yuan struggled alone, with no friends beside him. He would never be able to experience the kinship of the clan or the camaraderie of teammates on the battlefield. Facing everything alone was not only dangerous, it was also meaningless. If a person lived without friendship, love, or kinship, then what meaning was there in living? Fang Yuan stood within the crowd, quietly looking at the battle merit board standing tall before him. Without question, the last position on the board was written with 4 large words, Fang Yuan's small team. Other Gu masters saw this as shameful, but Fang Yuan's gaze was very calm. He did not care at all. After Gu Yubo promoted him to team leader, he had never intended to recruit any other team members. He was a bear team leader, the most special small team in the 3 great clans of Qing Mao Mountain. With only himself, his hunting results each day were naturally not as much as other teams. Of course, with Fang Yuan's current personal strength, if he truly revealed it, his ranking would absolutely not be last. But this held no meaning for Fang Yuan. He did not need many battle merits. Daily living supplies and food for his Gu worms had all been stored in advance. Previously, he had planned to use battle merits to exchange for fish scale Gu, but now there was no need. At present, he hunted lightning wolves every day for 2 reasons. First, to fit the situation and put on an appearance. Second, to accumulate a small amount of battle merits to exchange for moon orchid petals. After all, his Moonglow Gu still required this type of food. Half a month passed in the blink of an eye and spring grew deeper. Trees sprouted fresh buds and wildflowers bloomed by the roadside. The warm spring breeze intoxicated the hearts of men. The Gu masters sang songs of victory as they returned from battle, and the situation on the battlefield became better and better. Fang Yuan walked along the streets. Everywhere he looked, he saw smiling faces. Everywhere he listened, he heard praise, mutual compliments, and boasts of martial valor. Of course, there were also a few Gu masters with worried faces and furrowed brows. Most of these Gu masters were old people with rich life experience. They knew that the true wolf tide would still be in summer and autumn. Fang Yuan understood this completely. The situation has become like this first, because the 3 villages allied. So everyone is less guarded against one another. And there are more Gu masters able to focus on resisting the wolf tide. Second, the lightning wolves being killed are only packs of crippled wolves. Third, spring has arrived, and the lightning wolves in the wolf tide are still busy mating and reproducing. When summer arrives, the truly strong wolf packs will rush down like a tide, causing massive casualties among the 3 mountain villages. Thinking this, Fang Yuan's eyes flashed coldly. The intensity of this year's wolf tide far surpassed the previous historical record, reaching an unprecedented level. Even the clan's higher-ups had greatly underestimated its severity. In his memories, most of the Gu masters had died, and the accumulated strength of the 3 great clans had been almost completely exhausted. Fang Yuan had never thought of warning the clan's higher-ups. First, even if he warned them, the clan would not necessarily value his suggestion. And if they did value it, it would be even more troublesome, because he could not clearly explain the source of his information. Second, warning them would be useless. This was a difference in strength. Third, and most importantly, warning the clan did not align with his greatest interests. Better that I betray all under heaven than allow all under heaven to betray me. Kinship, friendship, love, and the like were nothing more than decorations in life. How could they compare to a man's great undertaking? On Earth, Xiang Yu wanted to boil Liu Bang's father alive, and Han Geazu Liu Bang even laughed and said, "Go ahead and boil him. When the time comes, do not forget to share a piece with me." Tang Taizong Lai Shimin killed his brothers at the Xuanwu Gate. Cao Cao's army ran out of food, so he killed people and cooked their flesh into dried meat to serve as rations. Liu Bei borrowed Jing province and never returned it. Those above promoted positive values and moral principles only as tools to maintain their rule. If one was truly bound by these things, how could one accomplish great matters? Among those who truly climbed to high positions, whose hands were not stained with blood, who did not step on corpses and bones. The initial capital accumulation of capitalists was always bloody. Any politician was filthy. Those they called philanthropists only exchanged money for social reputation. Most successful people would use excuses to cover the ugliness of their past. Only a fool would be deceived by their autobiographies. These foolish people are everywhere. They are boxed in by emotion and morality, controlled, deceived, and arranged by others, and they deserve to be whipped forward. Even more pitiful. When they see others who are not bound, they jump out and keep criticizing and condemning them, wanting to spread their values to free people, unable to tolerate that others are freer than they are. And in this process, they even enjoy some inexplicable sense of happiness and moral superiority. As Fang Yuan thought this, he looked at the Gu masters beside him. These people had ability. Some even had cultivation higher than his, but what use was that? They were only chess pieces or leashed hounds. In truth, what truly limited an ordinary person's achievements was not aptitude but thought. Within any organization, the moment a person was born, values were continuously passed down to them, and they were constantly brainwashed. If one wanted extraordinary achievements beyond the common world, one had to break the chains of thought. Unfortunately, most people remained chained. When whipped, they strained forward, and they even regarded the collar around their necks as a symbol of glory. Fang Yuan smiled faintly as he thought this. He had already left the village gate, and he stopped his wandering thoughts. Today, he had an important matter to handle. He was preparing to enter the cave within the stone crack again. The stone forest inside the mountain still brimmed with dim red light. Stone pillars hung down from the ceiling, like enormous upside-down tree trunks, majestic and grand. It has already been more than a month since I last stepped in here. Fang Yuan thought inwardly, feeling helpless. Ever since the three villages formed their alliance, everyone had continuously swept clean the wolf packs around them. Thus, Gu masters were always coming and going outside the cave. In such a situation, even if Fang Yuan used the hidden scale Gu to conceal himself, there was still the risk of exposure. Fang Yuan acted cautiously. 500 years of life had tempered him with sufficient patience. During this period, he had always restrained himself and had never come here, only now. When winter had passed and spring had arrived, after the old wolf packs had been cleared away and fewer Gu masters came and went, did Fang Yuan make a large circle outside and then use the hidden scale Gu to conceal himself, arriving here in secret. After more than a month, several stone monkey groups had moved back onto the path that had once been opened. Fortunately, the number of monkey groups was relatively small. Fang Yuan spent some effort slaughtering the monkeys and moved straight ahead. Finally, he once again arrived at the central area of the stone forest. Beneath the shadow of the enormous stone pillar, a cave entrance with clear signs of human creation appeared before him. Inside, rough stone steps led straight down into darkness beneath the ground. Fang Yuan activated the white jade Gu. His whole body was wrapped in a faint layer of jade-white light as he carefully descended the steps one by one. His left hand held a torch, and his right hand shone with soft moonlight. The Moonglow Gu was already prepared and ready to unleash. The surroundings were completely pitch black. Even with the torch, it could only illuminate the area within 5 steps. In this situation, if he had a Gu worm for illumination, it would have been better. Unfortunately, Fang Yuan's wealth had not yet reached that point. Testing every step as he went, he walked for a while before finally reaching the bottom of the stone staircase. A crudely made stone door appeared before Fang Yuan. There is a fatal calamity within the Golden Centipede cave. Use earth hearing to avoid disaster. Fang Yuan raised the torch and discovered several words carved onto the door. Earth hearing, Golden Centipede. Fang Yuan narrowed his eyes and a sharp gleam flashed through them as if he had realized something. If my guess is correct. He squatted down and touched the ground with his hand. Before long, he found a patch of damp soil in front of the stone door. Found it. Joy stirred slightly inwardly. He dug out the damp soil with his hands, and as expected, he found an earth treasury flower. He carefully opened its petals and took out a goo worm from the heart of the flower. This goo was rather special. It looked like a human ear, only smaller. Its whole body had a dry, earthy yellow gloss. It was a little shriveled like dried pickled radish, yet it carried a trace of warmth. Around the edge of the ear grew long roots. These slender roots numbered several dozen, like the roots of ginseng. This was a rank 2 grass-type goo, called Earth Communication Ear Grass. Looking at the Earth Communication Ear Grass in his hand, Fang Yuan's eyes gleamed. This Earth Communication Ear Grass had arrived at just the right time. It could be used for reconnaissance and suited him well. The greatest advantage of the Earth Communication Ear Grass was that its scouting range reached 300 steps. Among rank 2 investigative goo worms, this range was relatively outstanding. Moreover, the Earth Communication Ear Grass was easy to feed. Its food was ginseng. In the southern border of this world, most terrain was deep forest and mountain. There was far more ginseng here than on Earth. Hunters who went up the mountain to hunt would often gather some, especially since ginseng was very easy to store. It only needed to be thoroughly dried, then sealed, and it could be kept for a long time at normal temperature. Moon orchid petals withered in a few days, but ginseng roots could be stored for a long time. Nurturing, using, and refining goo worms. All three aspects contain profound knowledge, their mysteries extraordinary. Although the Earth Communication Ear Grass is easy to feed, it is quite troublesome to use. Fang Yuan thought inwardly. Holding the Earth Communication Ear Grass in his hand, he quietly activated his primeval essence, refining it in an instant. The Earth Communication Ear Grass was excellent, and its reconnaissance range could truly compare with many rank 3 goo worms. But heaven was fair. If one wanted to use the Earth Communication Ear Grass, refinement alone was not enough. One had to pay a certain price. Just like the zombie goo and the wood charm goo, it had to be used together with certain other goo worms. Otherwise, if used alone for too long, the goo master's body would suffer erosion, truly turning into a zombie or a tree person. There are many goo worms that cannot be used after being merely refined. They require certain special conditions. This Earth Communication Ear Grass is exactly that. If I have this goo, I can listen and discover the truth, moving freely in the wolf tide, and perhaps even use this wolf tide to achieve certain goals. Fang Yuan considered it and decided to use the Earth Communication Ear Grass. The profits were greater than the losses. Thus, even if he had to pay a great price, it was nothing for the sake of the future. In any world, how could there be gain without payment? Fang Yuan laughed coldly inwardly and placed the Earth Communication Ear Grass into his aperture. He carefully glanced at the stone door once more, then turned and left. If his guess was correct, there was danger on the other side of the stone door, and the Earth Communication Ear Grass was needed to avoid it. After leaving the cave, Fang Yuan did not rush back to the mountain village. Instead, he circled around outside, hunted a few lone wolves, and only then returned. On the battle merit board, his name was still at the very bottom. When he walked along the street, a few goo masters who recognized him gave faint mocking smiles, their gazes filled with contempt. Fang Yuan did not care, he still did what he did, over the next few days. He used his meager battle merits to exchange for ginseng, feeding the Earth Communication Ear Grass until it recovered to a state full of vitality. Most of the clan's attention was drawn away by the wolf tide, and no one paid attention to Fang Yuan. If it had been before, his uncle and aunt might still have come to trouble him, but ever since Fang Yuan sold off the family assets, that had ended. Open matters were hard to accomplish, but hidden matters were easy. Before long, Fang Yuan calmly and smoothly completed several preparations. On this night, the moon was bright and the stars were sparse. Moonlight hung like a jade plate high in the sky. The gentle night was like a veil of gauze covering Qing Mao Mountain. From time to time, the faint sound of wolf howls came from far away. Fang Yuan shut the window tight and stood naked on the floor of the rented room. On the small table in front of him was a basin of warm water. Beside it lay a white cotton towel, and on top of the towel was a sharp dagger. Even the place where he stood was covered with a thick layer of cotton cloth. Slivers of moonlight slipped through the cracks in the window and shone on the tabletop. Fang Yuan's expression was indifferent as he reached out and picked up the dagger. The snow-bright blade radiated coldness, like a mirror reflecting his image. In the faint light, the young man's face appeared on the blade, indifferent and icy. At this moment, Fang Yuan could not help thinking of a martial arts manual from Earth called the Sunflower Manual. The first sentence on the first page of the Sunflower Manual was, "To practice this skill, first castrate yourself." If one wanted rapid strength, one had to abandon and pay. So what if one castrated oneself? Without such ruthless decisiveness to abandon, how could one accomplish ambition and achieve hegemony? Wanting to gain without paying was only a fairy tale used to deceive children. With Fang Yuan's current situation, the price he had to pay to use this earth communication ear grass was nothing at all. Thinking this, Fang Yuan suddenly laughed faintly. He used his hand to stroke the cold blade lightly and murmured, "The moon is like frost filling the night, the blade light is colder still. If harsh winter does not cut deep enough, how can one behold spring?" When his words fell, he moved as fast as lightning. He raised his hand and brought the blade down. Fresh blood suddenly appeared. A piece of flesh fell onto the table. Fang Yuan's entire right ear had been cut off, blood sprayed out. In an instant, he felt his ear turn cold, followed by a wave of intense pain. He clenched his teeth, sucked in a cold breath, and endured the agony as he summoned the earth communication ear grass from his aperture. The earth communication ear grass had been nourished by him until it was bursting with life. It looked completely different from when it had just been taken out, back then. Its color had been grayish and shriveled. But now it was like a warm piece of flesh, plump and large, swollen to the size of an adult's palm. Its touch was very elastic, like the long earlobe of a Buddha statue on earth. Fang Yuan pressed the earth communication ear grass against the wound on his head. And a stream of red iron primeval essence followed closely, pouring into it. The roots of the earth communication ear grass were immediately stimulated. They began growing at a speed visible to the naked eye, taking root in Fang Yuan's wound. This was another burst of sharp pain. Fang Yuan felt as if more than 10 worms were burrowing into his head through the wound. This feeling was not only painful but disgusting. Normally, when undergoing this process, a goo master would use other goo worms to numb their nerves. But Fang Yuan did not have such conditions. He could only rely on his own iron-like will to endure it. In the end, he was still using the body of a young man. As Fang Yuan endured such pain, his body could not help beginning to sway. More and more roots grew into the wound. Gradually, the earth communication ear grass stuck to the bloody wound and became Fang Yuan's new right ear. At last, the wound stopped bleeding and there was not even a scar. But Fang Yuan's face was deathly pale. The pain had lessened, but it still tortured him. Blue veins bulged on his forehead and his heart thumped rapidly. By this point, more than half of the process had succeeded. But Fang Yuan's body still needed time to adapt to this earth communication ear grass. He took out a mirror and used the moonlight to check himself. In the mirror, he saw his pale face and slightly furrowed brows. His left ear was small, but his right ear was not only twice as large and fat, it was deformed. Fang Yuan was not surprised. On the contrary, after looking for a while and finding no problems, he felt a wave of satisfaction. He put down the mirror, took up the cloth, dipped it into the warm water, and began wiping the blood from his body. He wore no clothing, so cleaning away the blood was truly convenient. Some of the blood that had flowed to his feet had also been absorbed by the cotton cloth previously spread on the floor. Fang Yuan washed the blood clean, then picked up his original right ear from the table. He snorted coldly. The moonglow goo in his palm activated, slicing the right ear into minced flesh and destroying the evidence. As for the basin of diluted bloody water, Fang Yuan placed it under the floor and threw in a piece of charcoal. After finishing everything, Fang Yuan finally collapsed onto the bed. The pain had lessened by more than half, but it still tormented him. He felt waves of aching in his head, throbbing in time with his heartbeat. He did not know how long passed before he finally fell into a heavy sleep. Chapter 129. Giant-toothed golden centipede translation, Reverend Insanity 11001 characters, 6th August 2023, Chapter 129. Giant-toothed golden centipede. When Fang Yuan woke, it was already noon the next day. The ache in his head had vanished and the pain was gone as well. He unconsciously touched his ear. It felt exactly the same as before, as if the act of cutting off his ear last night had never happened. He climbed out of bed, found the mirror, and looked into it. Reflected in the mirror was the appearance of a young man. He was not handsome, but his pair of deep, dark pupils made him stand above the ordinary, faintly revealing a cold and unusual charm. The young man's 2 ears were the same size, perfectly identical, last night, when he had just planted the earth communication ear grass. Fang Yuan's right ear had been fat and large, its edge almost reaching his chin. But today it had become very normal. From its outer appearance, there was absolutely nothing strange to detect. His body and the earth communication ear grass had already adapted to one another. Fang Yuan's thoughts moved, and he drew a little primeval essence from his aperture. It traveled through his body, climbed upward, and finally flowed into his right ear. Immediately his hearing multiplied several times, and countless footsteps flowed into his ear. Although he was on the 2nd floor, he had the feeling that his feet were stepping on the ground. Fang Yuan listened attentively. His primeval essence continued to activate, and his hearing strengthened along with it. In the mirror, roots also gradually grew from his right ear. These roots were like the roots of 1,000-year-old ginseng. They extended outward from his ear, sparse but constantly growing, hanging down toward the ground. At the same time, his right ear also showed signs of swelling. Fang Yuan tried to stop activating the earth communication ear grass. After only a second, all the roots extending outward retracted, and his right ear returned to its normal shape. Naturally, his hearing also returned to its original state. With this, I have an investigative goo worm. Fang Yuan put on his clothes and lifted the basin from the floor. The dark red diluted blood from last night had turned into a basin of black dirty water after charcoal was thrown into it. The blood-stained towel soaking inside had become the same. Its originally fresh red stains and white cloth were covered in gray-black, making it easy for people to think of an oily rag from a stove room. Even if he carried the basin out and dumped it in front of others, it would not reveal a flaw. Summer was approaching. Many clansmen wanted to wash the stoves they had used all winter, and it was common to produce a basin of dirty water like this. Striking while the iron was hot, Fang Yuan went into the cave within the stone crack again. This time he did not go empty-handed. He caught a fawn in the forest, tied its 4 legs with rope, fastened an iron muzzle over its mouth, then used the hidden scale goo to make himself vanish and brought it before the stone door. He did not rush to push the door open. Instead, he activated the earth communication ear grass. Roots grew from his ear and his hearing instantly increased several times. Thump, thump, thump. First he heard faint, slow heartbeats. As the roots grew longer and longer, the heartbeats became clearer, and the number of sound sources also increased. Fang Yuan almost did not need to think to know that these heartbeats all came from the jade eye stone monkeys in the stone forest behind him. He closed his eyes, and in his mind, he could imagine those monkeys curled up in their caves, sleeping soundly. But these were not what he wanted to know. He continued listening. His right ear became slightly swollen, and the roots at the outer edge of his ear grew about half a foot long. They seemed to have spiritual awareness as they extended toward the stone door and rooted themselves into a small section of it. In that instant, Fang Yuan felt his hearing rise by a large margin. With himself as the center, he could sense countless sounds within 300 steps. This was the true way to use the earth communication ear grass. Previously, back in the village, he had only given it a brief trial. If the roots of the earth communication ear grass did not touch the ground, its scouting range could only be considered average among rank 2 goo worms. But once the roots pierced into the earth, its reconnaissance range would undergo a qualitative improvement. This was easy to understand. Using the theory from Earth, the speed of sound transmission was related to the medium. The speed of sound through earth and water was far greater than through air. In ancient China, soldiers during wartime would sleep with their heads resting on wooden arrow cases. Once cavalry launched a surprise attack, sound would travel to the soldiers through the ground and wake them in time. If they relied only on sound traveling through air, they simply would not react in time. The roots sank into the stone door, and Fang Yuan immediately sensed the movement behind it. They were waves of intermittent, very faint sounds, yet they were dense and numerous. Compared to these sounds, the heartbeats of the stone monkeys were like beating drums. If someone used the Earth communication eargrass for the first time, hearing this would probably require much guessing and analysis. But in fact, these sounds had already been within Fang Yuan's expectations. He only listened for a while before his brows slowly furrowed. He decisively pushed the stone door open. The stone door was heavy, but he now possessed the strength of 2 boars, so it did not take much effort. The stone door opened wide, revealing before him a deep, pitch-black tunnel, flat and extended, filled with inscrutable mystery. Fang Yuan untied the fawn's legs and threw it into the tunnel ahead. The fawn was very spiritual, as if it sensed danger in the darkness ahead and did not dare step forward. Its large, round eyes looked at Fang Yuan, showing fear and pleading. Fang Yuan snorted coldly and released a moonblade. This moonblade was controlled by Fang Yuan, and its power was not great. It slanted across the fawn's body, making a shallow wound. Fresh blood flowed out. Under the pain, the fawn's fear of Fang Yuan overwhelmed everything, and it panicked, fleeing into the darkness ahead. The darkness quickly swallowed it. Fang Yuan activated the Earth communication eargrass again. This time all the roots pierced into the wall beside him. His hearing suddenly rose. First, Fang Yuan heard the fawn's hurried, fleeing footsteps and its pounding heartbeat. Then a series of sparse, rustling sounds suddenly rose. There is a fatal calamity within the Golden Centipede cave. Use Earth hearing to avoid disaster. Fang Yuan clearly knew that these sparse sounds were the sounds of centipedes crawling. In his ear, the fawn's frightened cries suddenly rang out. Clearly, it had rushed into the cave and encountered the centipedes. In Fang Yuan's mind, an image immediately appeared. The frightened fawn, the centipedes surging toward it like a tide, surrounding it. The fawn panicking as it ran in circles, its small hooves kicking wildly, sensing the breath of death and crying miserably. Dense centipedes climbed over its body. The fawn fell to the ground, rolling and struggling violently. But in only a short while, its heart stopped beating. The centipedes covered its body and began gnawing at its flesh and blood. Fang Yuan's gaze suddenly focused. He heard a special sound. That sound was shua, 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 like a chainsaw in operation, full of arrogance, tyranny, and wildness. If a newcomer heard it, they would definitely be truly confused. But based on his rich experience, Fang Yuan immediately guessed the source of the sound. A wild rank 3-gu worm, the giant tooth golden centipede. This was the king of the centipede swarm and the true deadly danger within the centipede nest. Fang Yuan could completely imagine it. A golden centipede more than 1 meter long and as wide as 2 fists suddenly moving from stillness, crawling forward. Along both sides of the centipede's body was a row of silver sawteeth. As it crawled, these sawteeth spun rapidly like electric saws. The arrival of the giant tooth golden centipede immediately made the centipede swarm quiet. It came savagely, and wherever it passed, the centipedes desperately avoided it, finally exposing the fawn's body, which was only half left. It climbed onto the fawn's body, opened its ferocious mouth, sucked blood, and swallowed flesh. When it encountered bones, it coiled its body and used its silver sawteeth to grind them, easily grinding the bones into powder in an instant. Even the defense of the white jade gu cannot withstand the grinding sawteeth of this giant tooth golden centipede. It seems Flower Wine Monk's meaning was for me to use the Earth communication eargrass to avoid it. But I have the spring autumn cicada. It is not impossible to subdue this giant tooth golden centipede. An idea suddenly emerged in Fang Yuan's mind. He had taken a liking to it. The giant tooth golden centipede was also quite an excellent gu worm. If he could capture it and use it, it would definitely become a powerful method. However, subduing a giant toothed golden centipede underground like this would probably be full of hardships even for a rank 4 goo master. Capturing alive and killing were two completely different matters, and the former was far more difficult than the latter. Most wild goo worms were very cunning. If the giant toothed golden centipede saw that the situation was bad, it would burrow into the ground and escape. If a goo master had no method to burrow after it, how could they pursue it? But Fang Yuan had the spring-autumn cicada. As long as he could catch this giant toothed golden centipede and reveal a little of the spring-autumn cicada's aura, this goo worm would certainly be frightened into not daring to move. The spring-autumn cicada was as high as rank 6. Against goo worms from rank 1 to rank 4, its aura had a truly clear deterrent effect. But against rank 5 goo worms, the effect was not great. This phenomenon was rather interesting. But thinking about it, human society was actually the same. Facing a truly great and exceptional figure, ordinary people would often feel awe, admiration, and worship. But towards someone only slightly more outstanding than themselves, they had the courage to offend, compete with, and envy. But right now, I am only rank 2 middle stage. To subdue a rank 3 giant toothed golden centipede is not impossible, but it is early. Fang Yuan began weighing the matter. Naturally, rank 2 goo masters were best suited to using rank 2 goo worms. Those were the most appropriate and easiest to use. Of course, rank 2 goo masters could also possess rank 3 goo worms, and even rank 4 goo worms. Only such a phenomenon was not common. First, the higher the rank of the goo worm, the higher the feeding cost. Second, the higher the rank of the goo worm, the more difficult it was to use, often requiring a certain price to be paid. It was like a child straining to swing a large iron hammer. Because of the hammer's weight, the child might injure himself and smash his own foot. The fawn has already disturbed the entire centipede swarm. I fear the swarm will not truly calm down for at least 10 days or half a month. Trying now would verify my conjecture, but it is certainly not a good opportunity. It would be better to leave it for now and delay it for some time. This matter cannot be rushed too much. Thinking this, Fang Yuan closed the stone door and used the hidden scale goo to withdraw. Above the sky, dark clouds blocked the path. Darkness covered all of Qing Mao Mountain, as if wind and rain were about to arrive. On a distant mountain slope, more than 10 strong lightning wolves opened their mouths and let out low growls as they surrounded Fang Yuan. These wolves all had complete bodies. They were not the crippled wolves from before. If another rank 2 goo master were alone and trapped in such an encirclement, they would definitely feel despair. But the situation right now was completely the opposite. Fang Yuan stood calmly in place, composed and unhurried. While the lightning wolves surrounding him had faint nervousness and fear in their expressions. A battle had already taken place, and the field was soaked in blood. Several lightning wolves had fallen, silently adorning Fang Yuan's battle record. "Kill," Fang Yuan shouted inwardly. As the one surrounded, he actually took the initiative to attack, striding toward a lightning wolf on the left. That lightning wolf was immediately frightened into retreating half a step, but then its ferocity was stirred. Its 4 powerful legs suddenly sprang, and it pounced at Fang Yuan. In midair, the lightning wolf opened its mouth wide, revealing a mouth full of sharp fangs. Fang Yuan laughed loudly. He neither dodged nor avoided, and his right hand swung straight out. Whoosh. A deep blue moonblade flew horizontally, cutting through the air and flying directly into the lightning wolf's open mouth. Only a slicing sound could be heard, and this unlucky lightning wolf was instantly cut into 2 halves by the moonblade. Hot fresh blood sprayed out, pouring down like a rainstorm. Fang Yuan's whole body flashed with jade-white light as he charged through the blood rain, slashing left and right among the wolf pack. The lightning wolves reacted, surrounding and killing him, opening their mouths to bite and tear. But under the defense of the white jade goo, they could only break their own teeth. Their claws were completely useless as well. Fang Yuan punched and kicked. With the strength of 2 boars, one lightning wolf after another was kicked flying, or had their skulls directly smashed to death. He held the absolute upper hand. But good things did not last long. The primeval essence in his aperture was being consumed very quickly. Fang Yuan only had C-grade aptitude. At present, he was ranked 2 middle stage, and his primeval essence could only reach less than 50% at most. Seeing that his primeval essence was almost exhausted while there were still several lightning wolves left, Fang Yuan's thoughts moved. Hidden scale goo, immediately his body rippled like light on water, slowly disappearing. In the blink of an eye, there was no trace of him. The lightning wolves anxiously came to a stop, letting out furious howls. They began circling around the mountain slope, but could not discover anything. Fang Yuan was standing not far away. As he observed the situation of the lightning wolves, he took out primeval stones and absorbed their primeval essence to replenish himself. At the same time, he continued maintaining the activation of the hidden scale goo. Lightning wolves had outstanding vision, but their sense of smell was very poor. Fang Yuan's use of the hidden scale goo perfectly countered them. When his primeval essence recovered to 30%, the wolf pack before him finally had no choice but to retreat unwillingly. Fang Yuan still did not have a goo worm for movement assistance. When lightning wolves truly withdrew, he could not keep up with their speed. Therefore, he proactively stopped activating the hidden scale goo and revealed himself. Grau. When the lightning wolves saw Fang Yuan, they were immediately like enemies meeting the murderer of their father, rushing toward him together. Fang Yuan snorted coldly. When a lightning wolf arrived before him, he swung out his right fist in a brutal strike. His fist was wrapped in a layer of jade-white light, truly hard, and it smashed heavily onto the back of a lightning wolf. A crisp crack sounded. The unfortunate lightning wolf was sent flying by Fang Yuan's punch, its spine shattered. It fell to the ground and struggled wildly, howling for a while, but in the end it could not get up again. Fang Yuan's primeval essence was now sufficient, and his battle strength was powerful. In a short time, he killed 4 more lightning wolves. The remaining lightning wolves completely lost their fighting will. They looked at Fang Yuan in fear, gave muffled whimpers, and fled with their tails tucked. Fang Yuan stood in place and did not pursue them. In terms of speed, he was still inferior to these lightning wolves. Chasing them would be useless. The wolf corpses covering the ground were all Fang Yuan's spoils of war. But he was very cautious and did not rush to gouge out the lightning wolf's eyes. Earth communication ear grass. He half squatted down, placed one hand on the ground, and pressed his right ear close to the earth. Roots grew from his ear, one after another piercing into the soil. Immediately, his hearing increased several times, and everything within 300 steps entered his scouting range. Countless sounds entered his ear, but there was no sound of a wolf pack launching an attack, nor were there footsteps of other goo masters. Temporarily safe, Fang Yuan let out a soft breath, then took out a dagger and began gouging out the lightning wolf's eyes. He only handed in a small portion of these eyes, hiding the rest. If he handed them all in, his battle achievements would certainly raise suspicion, and he might even be secretly investigated. Fang Yuan would naturally do his best to avoid this kind of trouble. After taking out all the eyeballs from these lightning wolves, Fang Yuan immediately left. He continued killing 2 more wolf packs like this, and by then, the dark clouds in the sky had grown truly thick. A strong wind howled across the mountain forest and the leaves rustled in waves. Awoo. The howl of lightning wolves faintly came through the wind. Fang Yuan's expression changed slightly. According to his memories from his previous life, today was the day the wolf tide officially erupted. He used the earth communication ear grass again, but he did not hear the sound of lightning wolves surging in an assault. He was not surprised. On the contrary, his heart calmed. This meant that the lightning wolf pack was at least more than 300 steps away from him. With this distance, his own speed, and his familiarity with the terrain, it was enough for him to safely return to the mountain village. These lightning wolves are truly cunning, choosing to attack in this kind of weather. The howling wind and the rustling leaves cover for them greatly. Fang Yuan sighed softly inwardly and returned to the mountain village at the fastest speed possible. After he had run several hundred steps, he encountered a 5-person goo master team. Well now, if it isn't Gu Yu Fang Yuan. After discovering Fang Yuan, one young goo master in the team immediately raised his brows and greeted him in an odd tone. He was Gu Yupeng, Fang Yuan's classmate. Back in the academy days, he had naturally been bullied and extorted by Fang Yuan before. Fang Yuan looked at him indifferently, his speed unchanged as he passed by his shoulder, giving him no chance to say a second sentence. Hey. Gu Yupeng was immediately stunned, and irritation rose inwardly. His steps subconsciously slowed. He had not yet found the chance to mock Fang Yuan. Little Tangs, hurry and keep up. If we want to hold our position on the battle merit board today, we need to kill at least 50 lightning wolves, the team leader said. Gu Yupeng immediately put away his irritation and hurriedly caught up with his teammates. My current small team is ranked 75th on the battle merit board. Fang Yuan is at the bottom, outside the top 200. The difference between us is truly like heaven and earth. Speaking of which, I was also very lucky to meet a senior like the team leader, who looks after newcomers. Since the wolf tide began, relying on the battle merits I have been assigned, I have already gained one additional goo worm. My future is bright. How can Fang Yuan compare to me? Thinking about this, Gu Yupeng's heart regained its balance, and he even felt a sense of happiness. In this world, what can fighting alone accomplish? When everyone gathers firewood, the flames rise higher, unity is stronger. Clan members are still the most reliable. By relying on the clan's strength, newcomers like us can grow safely. Fang Yuan is truly stupid. Does he really think he is someone special? He got lucky and solved the problem of the rank 5 river-swallowing toad, and now his tail is raised to the sky. Though he became a team leader, he did not recruit a single team member. It serves him right to be at the bottom, haha. But then again, with his strange personality, how could he recruit any team members? Thinking of this, Gu Yupeng's steps could not help becoming lighter. After running for another stretch, they strangely did not encounter any wolf packs. Gu Yupeng raised his head and looked at the sky. Although it was afternoon, the sky was so dark it looked like dusk. The wind howled and thick black clouds churned overhead, hiding thunder and an approaching storm. But Gu Yupeng was not afraid at all. The corner of his mouth curled into a mocking smile as he thought, ha ha ha, Fang Yuan was hurrying back like that. Could he be worried about this storm? What a coward, what is a little rain? Just at that moment, the team leader's face suddenly changed, and he opened his mouth to suck in a breath of cold air. Team leader, what happened? The gazes of the other 4 all turned toward him. In this Gu Master team, the team leader was responsible for scouting. Although he was also a rank 2 Gu Master, his investigative Gu Worm, naturally, did not have a range as great as Fang Yuan's Earth Communication Eargrass. At this moment his face was deathly pale, and he had no desire to explain anything. Run. He roared in terror, then turned and fled under the astonished gazes of the other 4. Quick, follow the team leader. The other members naturally were not stupid either. After reacting, they hurriedly ran, awuo. Behind them came a continuous rise and fall of wolf howls. Just hearing it was enough to know that there were at least more than 1,000 lightning wolves. The 5 people in the small team turned pale, gasping for breath as they used every bit of strength to flee. Wait for me. Gu Yupeng lifted his legs and ran, but he was still left behind at the very end. He cried out in panic, begging for help. He could already feel the breathing of the lightning wolf behind him. But what made him despair was that the team leader who had always taken care of him did not even turn his head. His close friends, who usually slapped their chests and spoke of loyalty, seemed as though they had not heard his cries at all. Growl. A wolf growl suddenly sounded behind Gu Yupeng's ear. In the next moment, he felt a tremendous force pressing onto his back, pushing him face first to the ground. He lay on the ground, dizzy and seeing stars. He instinctively struggled to wake himself up and turn back to resist. Crack. In the sky, a streak of lightning flashed like a snake. In the darkness, the body of a bold lightning wolf was immediately illuminated. Its body was twice as large as an ordinary lightning wolf. The fur all over its body stood on end, and its mouth opened wide, revealing a set of sharp, silver-white teeth. Gu Yupeng's pupils shrank and a thought echoed in his mind. 100 Beast King. The scale of the wolf den was enormous. It did not only have 3 Thunder Crown wolves at the Myriad Beast King level. There were also bold lightning wolves at the 100 Beast King level, and frenzy lightning wolves at the 1,000 Beast King level. In the next second, the bold lightning wolf opened its mouth wide, and with a crisp crunch, bit off Gu Yupeng's head. Fresh blood and brain matter splattered across the ground. The bold lightning wolf lowered its head and began sucking blood and swallowing flesh from Gu Yupeng's neck. Countless lightning wolves ran past it, boom boom. Thunder roared ceaselessly in the ears, hua hua hua. Torrential rain poured down like a waterfall. The true wolf tide had arrived. Her temperament is very good. She will definitely treat the liquor worm well.